Chapter 9. Break Free. You and the Captain Thompson sit across from each other in the tense stalemate. This is a total waste of time. You know Trystan and I didn't murder Arnaud Dumane. What did you expect me to do, Rose? I found the two of you in a room with a dead man. Any rookie would have come to the same conclusion. Sounds like a rookie mistake to me. Captain Thompson leans in with a snarl, and you instinctively clamp down on Trystan's arm, attempting to keep the situation from escalating. Captain, do you honestly think I had something to do with shooting a man? You're involved so much these days, it wouldn't entirely surprise me. Do you have any evidence? Like a weapon? Our fingerprints? The captain silently eyes you both. We have enough evidence. That's cryptic nonsense. You're obviously lying. It's obvious this interrogation is about something more for you. Captain Thompson huffs. Fine. Let's put the murder charges aside for a minute. Yes, let's. She continues through gritted teeth. The Chloe Rose I know is smart, calculated in her every move. I don't understand why that same person thought it was smart to go underground into a club, mingle with a pusher. What the hell was your endgame? We're playing it by ear at this point. You sneak a quick glance at the security camera in the corner of the room, reminded that you're being recorded. I don't have to tell you anything. Went to Harley Quinn to seek out Demonic. Do we... remember, we're being recorded. You always do have a right to remain silent. I'm gonna be honest. Don't have to tell you anything. Are you sure you want to do that? Because that'll leave me to fill in the blanks myself, and my imagination is very active. Give it your best shot. The way I see it, you went to Harley Quinn with the intent to seek out Dumone. You shake your head, resolved to keep silent. And to win its trust, you must have likely impersonated a drug dealer. You stare back at her blankly, revealing nothing. The million-dollar question is, Rose, why? Beats me. Don't tell me you're still on this wild goose chase to take down the Scarlattis. Interesting you bring up the Scarlattis, considering how quick you were to shut down my concerns the last time we talked. That has nothing to do with now. Are you sure? The fact that there may be someone on the inside derailing in any investigation into the family seems relevant to me. Thompson's stern expression cracks as she glances up at the same security camera you clocked earlier. What's wrong, Captain? You look rattled. I'd say that's exactly what happened. Thompson shakes her head, her face unreadable. Oh, is this what we're doing? We're just gonna keep going back and forth and doing the no ye. I'm not rattled, I'm amazed. Your stunt today reminds me so much of your father. It's true what they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What are you implying? Nothing. I'm seeing the same story play out again. How dare you bring up Chloe's father now? You know what he was meant to her. You lean in, hands planted firmly on the table. Answer me. What does my father have to do with this? Just like you, he went snooping in his own volition in the wrong place. You stare back at her, your mind reeling and attempting to put the missing pieces together. I could fill you in on what happened if you'd care to hear it. I'll indulge. See Thompson's flashback. Ever so slowly, the diamonds are draining. Tell me. Now, playing as Thompson. It's 15 years earlier. You're busy wrapping up paperwork at the station, crossing every T, dotting every I. Another report in the books. You check your watch. And hours before the deadline, the captain can't overlook me for a promotion this time. It's going to take a whole lot more than a stack of reports to impress Captain. It would be foolish to overlook a perfectly crafted report. That's the captain for you. Here I thought I could count on the support of my girlfriend. Now, playing as Chloe. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I heard you correct. Did you say girlfriend? Yes. Oh, you and Mafalda were an item. You and Mafalda dated? I can't believe you had a workplace romance. You strike me as a button-up for that. Thompson huffs with a reluctant nod. It was brief, a very long time ago. Must have been the passions of youth. It was, but not many people knew. It was important to be more subtle back then. That couldn't have been easy. Now that we got the revelation out of the way, are you okay if I continue? You nod. Now, playing as Thompson once again. I take offense to that. I am a supportive girlfriend. Yeah, when you're actually around, which isn't much these days. I'm sorry that I'm actually getting in on the action while you're here giving yourself a carpal tunnel. I'm in on the action, meaning that the case you're on with Tommy and Rose? And among other things, yes. You spend more time thinking about that case than thinking about me. It's a difficult one. You're no stranger to tough cases either. It has you scared, more so than I've ever seen you before. And you don't need to worry about that. Please, I do. Please talk to me about it. I can get in on the action with you. Mafalda turns her back to you, busying herself with paperwork of her own. Why don't you three trust me? I'm on the force, too. It's not my case, and I don't have the power to bring you on. At least have the guts to tell me the truth. You don't think I'd make a good detective. Mafalda clenches her jaw, grows serious, finally leveling with you. It's not that we don't trust you because you're too busy. You're too by the book. By the book. Rules are rules. You went through the same academy training I did. There are policies in place for a reason. See, you're proving my point. No one wants to go on a stakeout with a cop who's more worried about catching typos than catching criminals. The jab stings, but you maintain a cool head. That goes to show you, you don't know me as well as I thought. Come on, you're so far up the captain's ass, how can we trust you to keep your mouth shut? Because I keep my promises. Do you really think I'd choose my career over something that's important to you? Mafalda answers without a second of hesitation. Yes. Before you can respond, Mafalda gets a text and quickly grabs her badge and gun. I've got to go. To meet Tommy and Rose. She doesn't answer, walks off. You file away your paperwork and angrily slam the filing cabinet drawer shut. I'm smarter and more capable than the three of those amateurs combined. Sure you are. You look down the hall and catch sight of Jimmy Rose sneaking out the back exit. Rose, I'm gonna find out what the hell you've gotten my girlfriend involved in. Now, playing as Chloe. You face Thompson processing the new pieces of intel. I had a feeling this would shed some light for you. Careful not to give her their satisfaction. You scoff. All you did was... invite more questions, give me reason to trust you even less. I mean, if Mafalda's having an issue trusting her... Invite more questions. I'm sorry my dad isn't here to answer them. I take it that you mean you don't trust me any more than Mafalda did that night. How could she? I'm not sure I'm equipped to answer that right now. You listen to Thompson's story, detective. Especially considering I'm sitting in an interrogation room for a crime we both know I didn't commit. Now, is this charade of yours over yet? Fine. The conversation isn't getting anywhere. We're done here. Good. We'll collect our things, and that's not how this works. You're both going back to your holding cell. The easy way or the hard way? We'll walk. Bullshit! I prefer the hard way. Giggity. Captain Thompson escorts you and Trystan from the interrogation room to a cell and locks the door. How long you gonna leave us to rot in an 8x8 concrete box? You still have your rights. Just sit tight and pass the time. You have plenty to think about. Like how we're being arrested for a criminal act neither of us is responsible for? Thompson lets out an exhausted sigh. I have no doubt you'll wriggle your way out of here soon enough. And with that, she walks off. That's it? What about our one phone call? You're forgetting I know how this works. Technically, we should be getting 2 calls. But Thompson is long gone and there's no guards within earshot. Make no mistake, Thompson knows exactly what she's doing. I'm sure Mafalda knows you were arrested. She thinks I'll get so frustrated I'll finally crack and let her in on the whole investigation. Well, that ain't happening, no matter how difficult she makes my life. Trystan smiles and steps close, catching your smoldering gaze. We'll endure anything she throws at us. Together. His fingers wrap around your waist, his cooling touch subsiding your anger. Thanks. I'm glad you're here. I'd be arrested with you any day. Trystan plants a soft kiss on your cheek. Look on the bright side. You got tight-lipped Thompson to open up about your dad. I suppose that's a win, even if I don't like what she was trying to imply about him. It was smart to keep her as far away from this case as possible. You let out a breathy sigh. Captain Thompson is nothing if not exhausting. The interrogation really wore me down. Wow. You must really get upset when questioned at what you want at a coffee shop. I'm just saying. And getting anything out of her feels like pulling teeth. I feel like I hit a brick wall. The woman has one of those most unreadable faces I've ever seen. Except when she turns her ire towards me. It's not hard identifying that sort of disdain. I wouldn't call it disdain. Apologies, I mean seething hatred. She's still trying to figure you out. Her life has been a job so far. It's made her skeptical of everyone. She has a funny way of showing it to me. You're one of a kind. Take it as a compliment. Thompson isn't the only hurdle. The entire American justice system gives me a reason to worry. You reciprocate his hold, resting your hands along his waist. Let me worry about the justice part while you focus on keeping me sane. It feels like I got the more difficult task. Hey. You playfully push Trystan's shoulder. He laughs, looking around the jail cell. Is it just me, or does this place remind you of when we escaped jail with Tony? I wouldn't say I feel nostalgic towards Tony, but I see what you mean. We spent so little time in prison. We should cherish the moments we do. If you asked out Captain Thompson, she'd say that breaking him out was a tactical error on my part. Forget Thompson. What do you think? Could we have done it any differently? If I could go back in time, I wouldn't change a thing. The most important thing was making sure Margaret was safe. Trystan seals the sentiment with a kiss. I'll never forget what you did to keep my sister out of harm's way. Just one of the many events that brought the two of us closer together. Can you feel the nostalgia now? Maybe a little. Trystan takes a seat on the bed, letting out a sigh. Bored already. Aside from my enlightening conversations with you, there's not much to do here. My incarceration in Dracovia wasn't nearly as dreary as this place. I would hope so. You spent most of it under house arrest, and your house is a palace. Calling it a palace arrest would be more accurate. It wasn't as glamorous as it sounds. It's hard to enjoy anything when all I felt was like I was being spied on. Though having a personal chef at my disposal was rather enjoyable in comparison to our current accommodations. Not interested in trying jail slop? If it means sharing a meal with you, I'd stomach it. Trystan pulls you closer and tighter. Of course, none of my memories of Dracovia hold a candle to the day you followed me to Dracovia. What can I say? I'm a romantic who can't help chasing a prince to his kingdom. It was quite the declaration of love. I knew then and there I was going to marry you. Suddenly Officer Holbeck and Officer Morris appear. God damn it. I was thinking we could get freaky in the cell, you know, like those videos. I'm kidding. It's sarcasm. Surprised Pixelberry didn't, you know. And speaking of people who insinuate such things without panache, break it up, you horny kids. Really? Trystan pulls away from you with a huff. Twiddledee and Twiddledum, you two sure do have a knack for horrendous timing. What exactly are we interrupting? Me, imagining your mom. Listen, just let me have it. Just let me have it. Trystan and I were just about to... You know what, why not? Make love. You're welcome to watch, if you're into that sort of thing. In a jail cell. You're even more weird than I thought. If anyone drops their pants, I'm tasing them. What if they're into that too? Oh, God. Oh. Yes, tase me harder, baby. Such a dilemma. Oh, just get out of here. Your bail has been posted. About time. Mafalda must have heard what happened. They lead you to the bullpen, where you catch sight of Mafalda wrapping a conversation up with Thompson. Looks like you were right about Mafalda posting her bail. As you get closer, you realize our conversation is tense. As much as you may want to forget it, we share a past. Meaning I need you to let this one go for old time's sake. Is everything okay? Thompson sighs, turns in your direction with a whisper, keeping out of earshot of Morris and Holbag. Stay out of trouble and I'll look at dropping your charges. So, you're doing the right thing. You could have just come to this conclusion hours ago. Circumstances change. The important thing is you're doing it now. Thank you. She offers a slight nod while Mafalda takes your arm and turns you towards the exit. Let's get you out of here. You and Trystan follow her lead, giddy from the positive turn of events. I was recently really sweating that one. You should have seen how hell-bent Thompson was on pinning this on us. You don't say. But the agency prevails once again. One day's work of evading the law, right? Mafalda stumps along the sidewalk towards their car, irritated. I'm happy that's the way you'll see it. She's not happy. Don't you see it the same way? Do I look like I do? No, and it doesn't make sense. This isn't the place to discuss it. I'll see you back at the agency tonight. She hops in her car and drives off. Well then. What the hell was that? We have a unique ability to anger people. You too? Mafalda looked pissed. I've never seen her like that. She's one of the most blunt, direct people I know. Trystan nods, a bit amused. Blunt, direct, harsh, in the best ways possible, of course. Then why would she avoid being honest with me? I get the impression she wants to be left alone. Maybe you're right. I've learned over the years she's the kind of person who needs her space and privacy. Hell, she never even told me she dated Thompson. Plus, do you really want to try and have a conversation with her before she's had the time to simmer down? It would be career and friendship ending. Good. You know I prefer you alive. So, I guess that leaves us with some free time. And a beautiful day to spend it on. Got something in mind? I say we take advantage of things and go on a date in the city. It'll just be you, me, hustle bustle of the favorite city if you're interested. Spend the afternoon with Trystan. What were you thinking? A martini, brunch in the West Village? Both of those are tempting options, but I was thinking a little bit more intimate. You raise a brow. Consider me officially intrigued. You're surprised to arrive at Central Park. Trystan promptly escorts you to a bench. Oh look, there's a backpack and it has Monopoly money in it. I have no regrets. When you said intimate, I wasn't expecting a public park. I found this spot a few weeks ago when I was going on a run. It's amazing that in the heart of Manhattan there's a spot where we can feel like we're the only two people in the world. If you ignore the skyscrapers in the distance. Sit down. Enjoy the moment with me. You sink into your seat with Trystan and he wraps an arm around you. Now that we're the only two people in the world, I have something to confess. You know, you could just enjoy the moment, but no, we have to ruin it already. I can't wait to be your wife. Trystan cocks his head back, affected. You look surprised. You just don't say it often. This case has been so emotionally draining. It's moments like this that I'm reminded how lucky I am. Are you open to some rules while we're on this date? I suppose. Okay. Well, we spent all morning in an interrogation. I need the next couple hours to be about reconnecting and nothing more. If one of us so much as utters the word work, we owe the other 20 big ones. Trystan extends his hand and you give it a reaffirming shake. Deal. Not 2 seconds later, a couple having an argument passes you and your mind drifts back to your tense moment with Mafalda. And it's written all over your face. Well, that didn't take long. I'm guilty as charged. I just don't understand what's gotten into Mafalda. That'll be $20. You did say 20 big ones. Any more, that's $20,000. You're the prince. Come on now. My mind's selling me out. A deal is a deal. Reluctantly, you hand him a $20 bill. Losing a bet is one way to get me to focus. Now, let's keep you focused with something you always love. Food. A short time later, you and Trystan walk through the Union Square's farmer's market. Mac and cheese. Sweet, sweet comfort food. Good call. This is my, happy place. Trystan looks up from his ice cream cone. Quality time with your partner? Being around all this amazing food, but yeah, that too. You laugh, Trystan feigns upset and pouts. I've been defeated by a bowl of mac and cheese. Oh, did I hurt your feelings? Mortally wounded them, in fact. How can I ever make it up to you? A spoonful of the mac and cheese is a good start. Open wide. You serve up a spoonful of mac and cheese and purposely smear it all over his lips. Hey! It enhances the flavor. You need a cooking class. That depends. How does it taste? He smacks his lips and licks his lips. He smacks his mouth. How does that work? Usually you smack your lips. Is this wrote by a robot too? Cheesy. Trystan snatches you by the waist and pulls you in tight, eyes meeting yours. I'll have to remember about this happy place of yours. Maybe we can make the farmer's market a weekly occurrence. And maybe we need to add mac and cheese to our wedding menu. Or the bedroom. Anyway, to a side light of the mention of your wedding. The menu doesn't matter as long as it's you standing in front of me at the altar. Your gaze drops, zeroing in on his tender mouth. I give Trystan a tender kiss, since he has a tender mouth. Trystan leans in and you meet him with the rest of the way there, planting your lips on his. I needed this. Your mouth lingers, savoring the taste of him. Same. I needed you. You know how people make things with macaroni all the time, like macaroni art? We can make a macaroni dress for the wedding. He can eat it later. Anyway. Oh, shit. I love you so much. I just want you to be happy. If I'm not making you laugh right now, I'm not doing my job. I love you too. You enjoy the rest of the afternoon with Trystan until it's time to leave. You and Trystan arrive back at the agency, feeling re-energized. Your favorite jailbirds are back, unscathed and free to wreak more havoc. You see Mafalda, Luke, and Ruby seated at the conference table. They stare you down straight-faced. Alice, on the other hand, scurries over and greets you with a smile and several licks of your wrist. Hey, girl, did you miss me? She sniffs around your shoes. That would be a stench of filthy Albany jail cell, Alice. I mean, might also be from Central Park and the food market, but sure. Maybe none of you heard me. I said we're free. Charges should be officially dropped any minute now. We heard you. Loud and clear. Then why do you all look like Trystan and I just got sentenced to 5 to 10? Because you could have just easily could have been. Or worse, you could be dead. I know it was close, but I got out all right. Not everyone walks away when a mission blows up in their face like that. What if it had been on you instead of Dumani? My mission to get Dumani was a group plan. Did you all forget the strategizing we did in every room? That was before it got dangerous. Luke, you wanted to nail this guy as much as I did. You should be thanking me that the man is dead. I won't shed a tear for Dumani, but I'm allowed to be concerned that you put your life at risk today. I've trained you both to know when to abort on a mission. You look around the room at the loss for words, feeling alone, backed into a corner, and you grasp for Trystan. Tell them, Trystan, you were with me. This mission was on the up and up. I played it smart. I was 2 steps ahead of Dumani the whole time. The group focuses on Trystan. I don't think it's entirely fair to lambaste Chloe. We all wanted to get Dumani. Thank you. But it's also true that the closer we come to uncovering the truth, the more dangerous each step becomes. That means we're close to uncovering something big. A man was shot and killed right in front of us, Chloe. When do we decide we've brushed death enough times? Don't you see it? You're following the same path as your dad. You're wrong. I'm not my dad. As much as I love him, we're 2 very different people. Sometimes I'm not so sure. Chloe. Trystan tries to take your hand, but you bat it away. I've learned from his mistakes. This case got your father killed. It got Tommy killed. Killed, Rose. The rare treble in her voice is enough to stop you in your tracks. Do you really want the same thing to happen to you? That is a risk I have to take. Danger has never stopped us before. Not in the Sonja case, not in Dracovia, and it's not stopping me now. Come on, we can do this. One by one, they avoid eye contact. Really? That's it. You're hit with an overwhelming sense of loneliness. Uncle Tommy would have had your back, but he's gone. And if you think about it, Uncle Tommy was alone too after your dad died. So, you can't help but think of him as he took his final breath in your arms. My uncle was killed, murdered, before our very eyes, and you're all acting as if we're just another Saturday. If you had it your way, you'd let his murderer go completely unavenged. That's not true, Rose. Then prove me wrong. Actions are stronger than words, stepped up to the plate. We've been helping you this entire time, despite our worries. Before you say something you may regret, there's a deafening knock at the door. Great. Who could it be? Ruby opens the door. Captain Thompson? We need to talk. Oh no. You storm up to the door, intent on slamming it shut. This day has been bad enough already. Whatever you have to say, you can save it. Thompson stands firm and wedges herself inside. You're going to want to hear what I have to say. Try me. I'm here to tell you I'm officially done with the Albany PD. Didn't see that one actually coming. Now I get to hypothesize for the next 10 seconds before I explain to you what I'm hypothesizing. So, without further ado, before I get to that, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. These are my thoughts. So, one of two things. Either the captain is super upset with the fact that, let's be honest, there's people in her department, like the two idiots we dealt with, that are corrupt. They're dirty. They're dirty cops. And there's a lot of dirty cops in this world. Not just in this world, but their world. And here's the thing is before anybody goes, well, most listen, as much as I want to dog on the police, okay? Because listen, some of you have never experienced the things that I've had to experience with them. But I've also experienced good things as well. The dime a dozen, blue moon, things like that. But not all of them are bad. Okay? They're human. That's the problem. So humans are born with this nice, neat thing to have the capacity to do good and bad. And there you have it. It's a power infrastructure that enables someone to go down that bad path. And then there's people who go into that profession and go down the good path. You don't always see the good things on your news. Keep that in mind. There's a lot you don't see. Because think of it this way. There's 10 people in the world who run all of that, and they all sit in the same room once a month and enjoy some fine drinks and talk with one another. Just keep that in mind. They're all very chummy with one another, but that's all I'll say on that. So, in regards to this, she's either very upset with that, or she's an insider. Like, she's a bad one. And here she is, oh, I've resigned, I'm coming to you, I'm going to try and help you, yada, 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 and then she'll be the bad person in your organization. And she'll try and screw you over, or whatnot. Now, figuring it's Pixelberry, one of two could happen, but then we'll find her out if that's the case. I doubt anything bad would happen to us, because nothing bad ever does. It hasn't happened to us in a very, very long time. The last book that something had the option of going bad, and us kind of being alone, kind of like Spider-Man when everyone's memories were erased, was literally and figuratively, back when Endless Summer was a thing and It Lives Below. Aside from that, it's rare, far, and few and in between, and you think dime a dozen's a rare thing. How about a dime every, $100,000? So, yeah, no, that's how rare it is. So we'll see, but I doubt it. And also, again, smack your mouth. Oh, God. Oh. Come on, choices. You gotta do better than this. Smack your mouth. I smack my mouth. I smack my mouth. Smack your lips. You go, something like that. But, I smack my mouth. I've always known it as smacking your lips. That's always how I've known it to be emphasized and the saying for it. And never heard smack my mouth. Smack your mouth usually when you get smacked in the mouth. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you agree with me, but otherwise, catch you all later. Peace out.